Ever promise yourself you'd finish something days before the deadline, only to find yourself scrambling at the last minute? What if I told you there's a simple trick that flips the script entirely, and it only requires changing one number? Today we're breaking down the 75% rule, a dead simple productivity hack that helps you finish work early without working harder. We'll explain what it is, dive into the research on why humans are terrible at estimating time, then give you 3 ways to start using it this week. Here's the 75% rule in action. If something is due Friday, finish it by Thursday. If you've got a month for a project, wrap it up by week 3. It's that straightforward. Move your personal deadline 25% earlier than the real one. Why does this work? Because we humans are spectacularly bad at predicting how long tasks actually take. There's even a name for it, the planning fallacy. We focus on how we think things should go instead of looking at how similar tasks went in the past. We imagine best-case scenarios where everything flows smoothly, forgetting about interruptions, technical issues, or just plain having an off day. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology tested this exact phenomenon. They asked 37 psychology students to predict when they'd finish their senior thesis. On average, students estimated 34 days. The reality, it took 56 days, almost double. Here's the kicker. Only 30% finished within the predicted time frame. Even when they were asked to give a conservative estimate, they felt, quote unquote, virtually certain they'd meet. The researchers found that when we estimate completion times, we fixate on future scenarios, how we plan for things to go, rather than consulting our actual track record. We essentially ignore the data right in front of us. So how do you actually use the 75% rule? Here are 3 easy ways to start. First, apply it to client work and team projects. Let's say you're working on a proposal due next Friday. Set your internal deadline for Thursday morning. When you deliver a day early, clients notice. They see you as reliable and someone who stays ahead of the curve. One unexpected benefit, if something goes sideways, maybe the file corrupts, maybe you catch a typo that needs fixing, you've got breathing room to handle it without panicking. The trick here is to make Thursday, in this case, your real deadline in your head. Don't let the procrastination devil creep in and whisper, "You really have more time." Second, think you need 2 hours for that report? Give yourself 90 minutes. This isn't about rushing. It's about creating absolute focus for yourself. Shorter time frames eliminate the temptation to fiddle around. You get down to business because the clock is ticking, but you still have that safety margin if things slightly take longer than expected. Third, build in review time for anything important. When you finish a presentation 3 days before it's due instead of the night before, you can actually review it with fresh eyes. You'll spot things you never catch when you're in a deadline panic mode. Better work, less stress, stronger results. The 75% rule is beautifully simple. Just move your deadline 25% earlier. You beat procrastination, handle surprises without sweating, and build a reputation for reliability. This week, pick one deadline and apply the rule. See what happens when you give yourself the gift of a little extra time. Your move.